James, welcome to Edinburgh. It's a great pleasure to have you here to come to talk to the Age of Scotland Institute, which, as you know, we founded just over 2.5 years ago with the mission to equip tomorrow's leaders in Scotland with the knowledge and skills to engage with Asia.
Yep.
And we include Afghanistan in Asia, so it's a particular pleasure that you've come to tell your story about Plant for Peace and the remarkable work you're doing in Afghanistan. As you know, as the father of a soldier who served in Afghanistan and came out in one piece, I'm glad to say, what you're doing is quite remarkable. Before the audience comes later today, I wonder if you could just give me an idea of some of the themes you're going to touch on in your talk this afternoon.
There's a few themes, but predominantly my own journey, my personal journey, followed by an overview of Plant for Peace.
Yeah.
The aims of Plant for Peace, the goals, and what we've achieved so far. The importance of stability in Afghanistan, and what that means for the region, and a broader audience, and just sort of deliver the message of what we're trying to achieve.
You, I know, believe that what's happening in Afghanistan and what you're doing there with Plant for Peace can be applied in other pre- and post-conflict environments.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a model that can be adapted to most regions of the world in need.
Yeah.
We have to, we've got to look at fulfilling people's needs, and if we don't fulfil people's needs, conflict comes, whether that's personal conflict or conflict within communities, and we have to address that.
You've been dealing directly with the elders in the tribal areas, and you've done so without bodyguards, without wearing flak jackets, without a big military presence, which certainly differentiates you from everybody else.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that. Tell me how the hospitality and the reception you received from people in Afghanistan has helped you do what you've done so far.
I think the main message that came from my actions in Afghanistan to start Plant for Peace, which was running into a field of opium farmers and asking a farmer to grow pomegranates instead. I think the main thing that came out of it was the human connection.
Yeah.
The being open, being honest, and the first tribal gathering that we ever held, it was a unanimous decision by all the elders there to join, to take this project on, and the phrase they used was that I was the first person to come without a jacket, without bodyguards, without a uniform, and without a gun. And everyone shook my hand, very respectfully because of it. I mean, it was quite overwhelming, quite emotional.
Yeah. What do you hope to see as the outcome from what you're doing with Plant for Peace? What will constitute for you success? I know there's a commercial aspect to what you're doing. You might want to mention that.
Yeah, I think that Plant for Peace should, can, and will, contribute massively to stability in Afghanistan. But I think it will also fulfil the needs of the people there with the poverty relief. 85% of the population of Afghanistan survive from agriculture. Yeah. For us to create a vibrant horticultural sector, create value-added products and put them into the international market has got to be the goal of Plant for Peace, because that creates sustainability and alternative livelihoods to opium and everything else that goes on in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So the end result, success for from my own personal point of view, would be to leave a legacy, one in Afghanistan for all the efforts that have been made there, but then also leave a legacy of Plant for Peace in numerous territories around the world.
As I understand it, the tangible outcome of this is going to be a fruit bar. Yeah, and an ice cream. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, initially, I mean, there's a range of products that will be brought onto the market, but we're aiming to launch a range of Afghan ingredient-based fruit bars into Waitrose and Holland and Barrett in around May time 2015.
Yeah.
We've done quite a lot of development work on an ice cream with Ben & Jerry's in America. That's been slightly put on hold at the moment. There's a process we need to go through. But we've had some great talks as well with Unilever, who own Ben & Jerry's. So we're looking at all the brands that they own now, and what we might be able to do to supply those with commodity from Afghanistan. Yeah. An organisation like Unilever getting involved in Plant for Peace is exactly what the farming community of a country like Afghanistan needs. That's what's missing. That's one of the problems with Afghanistan. No one can go there and trade. Everyone's scared to go there and trade, and why would you go there and trade when most produce you can get from other countries of the world?
Yeah.
So there needs to be an overriding factor beyond profit. You know, profit is not what this project's about. It has to deliver profit to create sustainability, but it's not what it's about. It's about social impact and fulfilling the needs of people in the communities.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's going to resonate a lot with your audience tonight. I think the whole idea of creating social enterprise vehicles to solve the world's problems is very much on people's minds. And again, James, thanks for being with us here in Edinburgh today. And we look forward to many other visits, and we certainly look forward to hearing what you have to say this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks.